Dribble pull up, Pro 2. Now, before the NBA season, Damian Lillard will be a Miami Heat, okay? Mark my words. Promise you. I want... Oh! One game. Green. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy ChicoFilo here, man, back with a new video. And today I'm gonna give you guys the very best tips and tricks so that you guys can shoot a lot better in NBA 2K24. I know that a huge amount of people are complaining about the shooting this year, and some people are even saying that this is the hardest 2K to shoot in ever. So to all of you guys out there that are all struggling, I am here to help you guys out. So currently I'm shooting just above 50% from the 3-point line, which I think is really solid considering I'm a guard and usually I play threes. And you guys already know how much harder it is to get open and to score on locks this year because they are just so damn overpowered. The plucks are ridiculous. The bump animations that locks get as well make it so difficult for you. If you are already someone that is shooting well enough like this, then good for you. You probably already have the shooting down. However, if you're not and you're someone that's shooting below 40% or below 30%, then you might need a bit of extra help, and that is exactly what this video is dedicated for. So without further ado, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you guys want to see more of my content. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So the number one most important thing that you should know, if you don't already know this, is that the biggest factor in you being inconsistent in shooting is the latency. So what does this mean exactly? Latency pretty much applies to how good the connection is in the server and how much this affects your input delay. And this year, sadly for 2K24, there was a lot more input delay than previous 2Ks. And basically whatever moves you're trying to do, say you're trying to dribble and combo up, you're trying to pass the ball, you're trying to shoot, as soon as you press those buttons, there is a small delay before the input registers, which obviously is going to affect when the animation is going to be triggered. So now this is where things become complicated, because if you haven't noticed yet, this latency and this input delay is constantly fluctuating. So on some days the input delay might not be so bad, and then some days you might notice that there is way more delay than usual, and then suddenly you're struggling to shoot. And on top of all this, the latency and the input delay that you get is also different depending on where you are in the game. So say for example, if you're in the park, if you're in the theater, if you're in the stage, if you're in the pro-am arena, the latency and the input delay is actually slightly different in each one of those different modes. And there are also a lot of other factors that affect this, such as how many people are in the server, how well your internet connection is. And for some people, they've also said that apparently the input delay can get worse whenever you are playing with people from a different console. So with all of this in mind, with all the different latencies and all the different input delays that you might get, this ultimately affects your ability to shoot consistently on 2K24, because now there are suddenly many different timings for you to be able to green your jump shot. It can change from a day-to-day basis, and it can change depending on where you are in the game. For example, I might be going 7 of 7 in the park, and then suddenly I go into the pro-am, the timing changes, and then suddenly I can't even green a single shot. And I'm sure that a lot of you guys can relate with that statement. I'm sure we've all been through that already. But luckily for you guys, I have a very effective solution to get over these issues so that hopefully you guys can start shooting consistently again. First thing that you guys want to do is go over to your visual shot cue and change this to push. In my opinion, this is honestly the very best shot cue, especially when the timings are constantly changing. And at the same time, push is also very effective for everybody that has a very fast jump shot, which I'm sure a lot of you do. So first things first, put this on push. And if you guys don't already have your shot feedback on, make sure you guys have your shot feedback on. I'm sure most of you guys do. And also, although I'm sure most of you guys already done so, make sure that your meter is off. You literally get a 20% shot boost. So to all of you guys still using the shot meter, I promise you, you will start shooting a lot better if you take it off. So please take it off. It will only benefit you. Okay, so now we're going to break down the push shot cue, okay? And right here, I'm going to need you guys to listen very, very carefully, because what I'm about to explain works for every single jump shot out there and applies to how the push shot timing visual cue should be timed. And if you are able to do this correctly, you should not have any struggle in greening consistently, even when there are different latency and different shot timings and different kinds of input delay affecting your shot. So we're going to use two examples right here, okay? So we've got my guard jump shot and we've also got my lock jump shot. We're going to start with the guard jump shot first. As you guys can see right here, this is the jump shot that I use for my guard. It is a very, very solid jump shot. Feel free to copy it. It is also very, very easy to time. So what exactly are you looking for, and where exactly is the cue for you to be able to green the shot? So the push release is actually just after the set point, and pretty much if you don't know what the set point is, this is what it looks like. So basically, whenever the ball is at its highest peak and you see that the elbows are flared out, this right here is the set point. And for people that use the set point release, this is where they release their shot. However, for push, you release your shot just after the set point, so just after the ball is pushed up into the shooting motion and right before the ball is released. Hence why it's called the push visual cue, because you are literally letting go of your shot as soon as you push the ball up. So for this current jump shot, this right here is exactly when you want to release your shot, and if done correctly, you will be able to green. Here's another example right here using my lock builds jump shot. So same thing once again, once the ball reaches its peak, shortly after it and right before you release the ball, this right here is when you want to release square, and that right there will be a green. So why exactly does the push shot timing cue work so well with the latency? This is because it allows you to get a much easier and much better feel of your jump shot, which I also believe is much better for your muscle memory. So you can continue to time your shots a lot better continuously, but obviously all of this is going to require a lot of practice and a lot of getting used to if you still haven't used this release cue. And on top of all of this, the push shot timing visual cue also works perfectly with fades and off dribble shots, and it is literally the same exact thing. As soon as you feel like your my player is pushing the ball up right before the release, that is exactly when you want to release your shot, release square, and it should be green. Obviously all of this is going to take a lot of practice, a lot of repetition, but trust me, with all the latency and all of the different timings this year, this right here is definitely the best way for you to be able to feel your shot and know when to release it. Please try it out if you haven't. Trust me, just give yourself like a whole week of using it and see if you improve. I promise you guys, this will definitely help you. Another very important thing that I do want to note as well is that a lot of people look at something specific whenever they're shooting the ball. Some people like to look at their feet. Some people like to look at their hands whenever they're shooting so they can get the timing right. However, for me, with the push timing, honestly, there is nothing specific that I look for. I purely just have a feel for the shot, and from constant repetition, from me constantly looking at the shot feedback as well, seeing if I'm slightly early and if I'm slightly lating, I am constantly adjusting until I green the shot. And once I've greened it, that just registers to me muscle memory, knowing when to release it next time, and then just repeating the same thing over and over again. I don't like to look at my hands, my elbows, none of that. I don't really pay attention to any of that. Like, there's never one thing on my player that I'm actually looking at. I'm just having a genuine feel for the shot. I know this all might sound very, very confusing to you guys, man, but just trust me. Try it out for yourself. Just have a feel for the jump shot, and once you get it down, once you start greening consistently, you will know exactly what I mean. But anyway, let's also move on to other additional things that can help you guys shoot. So firstly, your hot zones. You can easily check your hot zones by opening up your 2K card, flicking it with R2, and you guys should see your hot zones right here. And ideally, obviously, you're going to want to have as many hot zones or as many lethal zones, the purple one. And to help you guys get this, number one, if you don't already know, there is the new Art of Shooting facility. This is basically 2 free hot zones. I think every 3 days or 4 days it refreshes, and all you have to do is choose 2 different zones on the court, make some shots from these spots, and then just like that, you get an upgraded hot zone. It is very, very simple, very effective. Make sure you guys are constantly doing this for free hot zones. Another way you guys can get hot zones is also by going to the Gatorade facility and 1v1ing one of your friends. It'll take you about 3 games. Just make sure you shoot from the same spots that you want to get hot zones in, and that is basically it. Super easy to do. It'll take you like 10-15 minutes, and all of this is going to increase your overall green window for your jump shot and give you a much higher chance of greening. Oh, and also, if and only if you guys have the VC for it, make sure you're also getting jump shot boost, because this once again will increase your green window and allow you to green more successfully. I mean, I personally use jump shot boost all the time. I mean, at the end of the day, it does cost VC to get, but however, if it's allowing you to green more shots and win more games, you're still getting all that VC back. So I always feel like it's a fair trade-off anyway. But you know, if you're someone that's wanting to not spend any VC at all, you can still green consistently without it. It's just another thing that can help. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful, man. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want to see more of my content. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace and take care.